Okay, so I wanted to make a video for you guys here going over the electrical system for those of you guys who are a little newer to RVing and or electricity and electrical systems and how all this stuff works. We've got our 12-volt system and we've got our 110 or 120, whatever you want to call it, system, but those are two basically different voltages that are going to, two different amounts of power that are going to power different devices. In this RV, to try and keep it simple, the only things that need 110 volts would be our AC and our microwave. But everything else in this RV essentially can run off of 12-volt power. 12-volt power is essentially what you're used to in any old regular vehicle that runs off, a car battery. I think you can see this kind of right in there. Good old car battery. This is kind of what we have sitting in back. In the future there will be two of them, but that's your 12-volt system. So right now, inside the RV, absolutely everything, and I mean everything, we're going to kind of start backwards here on if you wanted to make sure, because you wanted to go on a hike or you wanted to go on whatever it is that you wanted to do, and you wanted to, forgive me, my light here is no good. You wanted to make sure that when you got back, you had power. And there was nothing, because there is a lot in here. We got TVs, we got stereos, we've got all kinds of stuff. We've got fans that could run, all these little things, heaters, water pumps, all the good stuff that you could possibly have left on. The fridge could be on, even though it runs on propane, it still needs a little bit of power to power and run that propane system. So in order to do that, they gave you this switch right here. Now this is your battery on-off switch. You can see it's in the off position. So absolutely nothing can be draining your power right now. Boom. That's kind of like your on switch for your RV. Now, that's just 12-volt power. I'd say you hear nothing, but I just heard the refrigerator turn on. But there's no generator running, okay? But we can come in now and we can turn on light switches. We can do that kind of stuff. We can come over here, we can turn on the water pump, and we can come back here and now water starts coming out. Again, light switches work. Fans, all these things run on 12-volt power. Basically battery power. The TV in this system is a 12-volt system. So you don't have to be plugged in. You don't have to be running generators. You don't have to be doing this kind of stuff to listen to your stereos or do anything like that. All this stuff runs on 12-volt power. Battery power, basically. So you've got water pumps. You've got your water heater. You've got a choice of electric or gas. If you're going to run off battery power, you're going to be wanting powering this with propane. It takes a lot of power. This is the only other thing. I didn't want to complicate it here, but I'll just throw it out there for those of you that are a little more advanced. The electric power over here is going to be running off essentially your 110 power. This is your 110 water heater. It actually heats it up extremely fast. Give it 5-10 minutes and you're showering with a lot of hot water. I forget what the tank size is on the hot water heater. I haven't reached the end of it, but I'm not taking that long of showers in this system anyway. Got lights, all that kind of stuff. Again, powered by 12-volt. All that works. Well, if you wanted to come in here though, and the stove will work, all that kind of stuff. This is all propane powered, nothing to do with it. The refrigerator, 12-volt powered, but actually runs off propane. If you want to conserve more power, hold that sucker for 10 seconds and it'll turn it off. But these are essentially all your 12-volt systems that you're going to use the lion's share of the time. Many people, though, of course, want the AC and the good old microwave down there. And to do that, we're going to come out here and take a look at our generator. So over here, on the driver's side of Ernie, we've got this little compartment right here. And we've got a good old generator. Now you can start this thing from the inside. You can start it from the outside. But this is what is going to give you your 110 power. This is going to give you your outlets if for some reason you need to charge something more than a cell phone, or needed to use a regular old outlet to charge something else or power something like a coffee maker. Oh, shouldn't have done that. But you wanted to power something like a coffee maker or something like that. Right here is how you'd start it if you wanted to start it from the outside. You're supposed to prime the generator. There's a prime switch on the inside. You can sit here and you hold this until that light fires up. Of course it doesn't fire right up. Hold it a little longer. You got the point? And that's how you're going to get your major power. That's how you're going to get your big 110 system. Obviously without complicating too much, this is the system that we charge for, over 4 hours a day, all that kind of stuff. But there's a little switch down in here, just to the left of this, down in here. I don't know if you can see that, but just to the right of this, you see it also says circuit breaker 30 amp 1 pole. It's right here on the side. If you get too ambitious there and you're running AC and you're running the microwave while you're ACing and everything, and you basically just like throwing a circuit breaker and you can't figure out why all the other circuits are okay, but you're not getting any power, the generator is running, this is your circuit breaker that you're looking for. Make sure that's not tripped, make sure it's in the close to you position, and that'll help you probably figure out any overzealous generator electrical usage.